Welcome to the first vlog of 2021. It is mid-January. It is January 13th to be exact. And I have spent the past 2 weeks working on a new website and editing all of the old footage that I had and kind of just taking a break, to be honest. I'm excited to be working on this new website. I decided to switch from Weebly/Square over to Shopify. And the way that I'm going to do it is that the Weebly site will still remain up and it'll become more so like my portfolio site. And I guess the hub if I ever do any other projects, and it'll house my blog and all the things. So that's avirivera.com. And then my new store will be aviriverastudio.com. I'm pretty excited about the change, and I bought a course. Let me see. It is by Kim Lawler Creative. I'll put a link to it below. And it walks you through all the baby steps of setting up a Shopify site. And the fact that she is an illustrator, it really tailors it to like super small businesses like mine. And she's from the UK. So there's maybe just like 2 of the courses or 2 of the slides within the course that are not as applicable. Basically, it's just about like the shipping and taxes. But if you've ever set up a website on, I'm assuming any other platform where you're setting up all your shipping profiles and stuff, it's the same thing. But so far, I'm pretty happy with the Shopify site, and I think it was the right move. I didn't pay for a full year. I'm paying for it month to month. Test the waters. And this time, I did not buy my domain through the website builder, because before that was kind of a big hang up. With Weebly, I bought my domain through them. My email is through them, even though it connects to a Google account, like ave@avirivera.com. Like my email address is still a Google email, but like all of it is through Weebly in terms of how I pay for it and everything like that. So in order to transfer the domain and all that, it's like super techy, and I don't want to do it. But I think it'd be good for me to have a portfolio/blog site anyways. And that one can still be like my aesthetic site, whereas Shopify, like you can change some things and you can make it your colors, but it's just not as customizable as, say, Squarespace. And I'll put Wix in this category too, and Weebly. All 3 of those are website first, shop second, and Shopify is definitely e-commerce shop first and then website second in terms of like setting up pages and all that. Whew. But that's what I've been up to. Other than setting up website stuff, I've been doing a ton of planning and brainstorming and just trying to figure out how do I want to run my business this year. And I am pretty excited with what I have coming up. I'll probably do a 2020 review and 2020 goals video, but in short, I do know that I'm not going to do pre-orders this year. I'm real excited about that. I know I definitely want to have shop updates once a month, and I want to, this is like the biggest thing, I want to finish the work that I make before I announce a shop update. Now that sounds like, duh, you probably should do that. But like I always, or previously, I would set a date and then work towards that date. That's a recipe for disaster when it comes to ceramics. So I'm going to work for the month, work to fill the kiln, fire the things, finish the things, photograph the things, and then set a date. Such a small little change, but I'm sure it will save my mental health and my overall well-being. More about goals, I guess, in a different video. But one thing that I got for Christmas is this organizer. Yay. Okay, so my mom got me this for Christmas. I did ask for something similar to this, and she found one and was like, I got you. And I bought it to organize all of my stickers, my little blobs, my small things that I add to packages, literally all the small things that are like filed away. I wanted a bigger organizer, something a little bit more visible and easier to grab from when I'm packing orders. I want to set that up so that way I can track my stickers, because the stickers are the first thing I'm putting back into the shop because I tend to always have stickers in stock. But I need to count them. So let's set up this thing. Oh, and I dyed my hair. This is overtone purple for brown hair. If you guys remember, my ends were very much faded out. And then I only bleached my bangs, and then I added pink. And my bangs were green, so the green is still there. I added the blue, added yellow, and I added pink. It looks very red, but I'm assuming it'll fade to pink, and then the next time I bleach my bangs, I'll probably go over this section again because it was quite brassy and it can handle a little more bleach. But I'm really excited to have rainbow bangs, and this might be what I keep for a while versus changing it all the time, is purple and then rainbow, because I love rainbows and this just makes me so happy. Okay, anyways, back to actual stuff. I'm going to organize my stickers. Okay, so organizing went very well. And I've just been sitting at my computer doing the, what's it called? Making the listings. That's what I've been doing. But I got bored and kind of tired of sitting at my desk because that's what I've been doing all week. So I am gonna make some scones featuring my KitchenAid. And look at this. Patrick that I got in a cereal box. He just hangs out on my KitchenAid. I'm gonna scooch him so you can see better.
You listen to podcasts. So here's my best advice of the year. Get crystal clear on what you want to work on. In college, and the girls who went through the gauntlet of New York City with 10, 21, 2020 was a kintsugi process of a year where everything was just broken. So if you're interested in that, please do just go to YouTube channel. I've got a couple of videos up there at the moment. I've got a video I did just purely for fun, a lot of editing, but it was Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest at the same time on one program. There's many more.
Oh wow.
But I think it's a place to start. And if you want every day for 30 days, so I'm giving you 20.
Oh my gosh, these blueberries.
I'm going to give you at least 10 more inside the challenge, 10 more types of posts. I'm going to be
How do I cut this in half? I'm supposed to cut it? I don't know if I'm doing this right, guys. I think I'm just gonna make 6. Like, what the heck? My hands are too messy to go check my phone for the recipe. What if I just shape the things? I know I'm not supposed to handle this very much, but... Okay, and maybe I shouldn't have done this on parchment paper either.
So that is that.
These are gonna be some really weird scones. I'm already convinced. Okay, here we go. Oh, and I used oat milk instead of, ew. I used oat milk instead of regular milk. Hello, it's the next day, and I just finished recording my video about my 2021 goals and 2020 in review. I think it'll be a cool video for me to edit, and I like looking back on these things, and I think they're helpful for other businesses and just have different perspectives and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna be editing that, and I opened up my Shopify site for my patrons, and yeah, I want to add more things to that today. And oh yeah, and I painted my nails. Whoop. Ta-da! So I use gel polish because working in clay like destroys any other nail polish, but gel works out great. And I found some nail stickers. I'm trying to see. Oh, here's the sheet. These nail stickers. I have to move my head so that it focuses. Are super cute, and I really like them. Drinking tea out of my new mug. This mug is by Joy Terra Studio. I'll link her down below, but there it is, Joy Terra. And we did a trade, and I asked for like crystals and like a magic crystal ball type of thing, and my signs. So I'm an Aquarius. My birthday is February 16th, and my ascending is Libra, and my moon sign is Scorpio. If you want to know all my other houses to super get to know me, just let me know. But anyways, yeah, so those are my signs, and it's super cute. This mug is it's baby. It's so precious though. And just drinking some tea out of that. The scones came out great. I probably would add a little bit more sugar next time. But other than that, they were great. And I kind of want to eat another one now. I'm just gonna be working on some of my computer stuff, like I said, editing that video, and then adding more things to the shop. So it's just a computer day for today.
About starting a new business, and you literally take your time to prevent the fear, but then if the thing happens anyway, how can you recover from all of the stuff? But every single failure is out in time frame. So
this conversation on what it really takes to make a creative business a success.
G'day patrons, Jess here. Welcome back to our patron only episode of The Business of Making. I am here as always with the amazing Deb. Hello. And the fantastic Mick. Like, how many people are actually clicking through to your website on Instagram? You can have 10,000 followers, but if only like one person every 2 weeks is actually clicking through to your website,
is it really worth
what's the
spending
point?
like 20 hours a week on Instagram if that's all you're getting?
So let's see, today is Tuesday, January 19th, and I am finally downstairs, and I realized like, oh, I need to go make stuff when I just started to like twiddle my thumbs at the desk, because I finally launched, well, more like a soft launch, my website to my newsletter subscribers, and finished a bunch of edits, and it looks really good, and now I just need to get more things on the site, basically. I ordered prints because I used to print them myself, but I want to try this year to order them instead. And I also ordered the stickers that I'm either low in stock or out of stock in. So then those should all be here in time for like my February shop update. And I don't know, I'm just really excited about it. So today I am just going to make a few dice mugs and get some ideas that I've had out into clay.
What? Savalier wood.
Your home?
It's so similar, but something's very wrong. They're dead, right? These things are just fucking dead. If you want to try this one.
Good morning. It is Friday, January 22nd, and I have actual orders to fill. I feel like I haven't filled any in so long, and it has been like a month just trying to get used to Shopify's fulfillment flow, I guess you can say. And so far I've been liking it. I mean, I only have 4 orders, and one of them was for Printful, which means I don't have to do much of anything. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I feel like I'm missing steps. You know how an email sends out like to confirm your order, and then another email sends out to let you know that it's shipped, and then another one sends out when like it arrives, or you know, whatever. There's a lot of emails that send out when someone makes a purchase, and I don't remember if I customized them. So I guess I'll find out, but those are all things I can do along the way. So it's no big deal. It was a slow start for today. It is only like 10:30. I was talking with my patrons in my little Discord server thing about using TikTok as a social media. And so far, I've been trying to post at least twice a week for the past couple of weeks, trying to post more. If I can think of things that work, that are quick, within like, you know, I don't want it to eat up my day or anything like that. But if I can figure out like 10 to 15 minutes worth of, like, that's the time it takes me to make it, then I want to post on there more. But mostly it's because like my biggest following is over on Instagram. And if something happens to Instagram, what happens? So I always am thankful that I have an email list, and the email list was the first thing I started as soon as I became a business because I was doing in-person markets. Email lists were like the shit. So, and I know businesses now don't even think to do email lists. So I do have that, and I have about 900 or so people on there, and it's probably something I need to clean out because I've never cleaned it out before. But yeah, so like if anything happens to Instagram, I do have my email list, but I am not very present on other social medias anywhere. So I'm trying to be on Twitter more because Twitter is not associated with, you know, Facebook/Instagram, and decided to try out TikTok. So I'll keep you guys posted and see how that goes. Twitter, I basically wrote, just show up. So I'm not posting like I'll share mugs and things, but it's not as curated, I guess is the word, as Instagram, which is probably why people like Twitter, you know? It's just top of mind while I'm, you know, doing my thing.
Both of those have been getting about half my attention because
Hi. So I believe it's the next week from when I last spoke with you guys, and I'm wearing a hat because it's cold. We're actually supposed to get snow tomorrow night. It's not gonna be a lot, but I'll take whatever because I love snow. And didn't make much, but made cute little heart eyes. I'm gonna do more hearts because Valentine's for the first restock of the year. And I wanted to do some soup mugs before, you know, like before it gets too warm again. Anyways, so figured I'm gonna do some soup mugs with faces. And this is probably my most popular face, so there he is. I did have to make the handles a little bit thicker, which is fine. Sometimes I am a little bit nervous about the ratio of like what is this mug gonna hold, and like the relationship between the handle size and like how close it is to the body in relation to what is it going to be holding, right? So you want to make sure that it has a good grip and everything, and if the handle is too far away and too precarious, that can lead to some like wonky usage, I guess, because if someone's like holding the handle way out here and it's not really close to the body, it's just less secure. So yay. Happy to be back in the studio.